are really blazing some trails for you on an advocacy project. About 3 years ago, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation gave OCLC about $1.3 million to do some research. And that research was to look at this reality that we are so facing today about decreases in funding, and to see if perhaps we couldn't apply some standard marketing principles to the problem and perhaps even change the needle. Then, based on some successful research and our belief that it was possible, the Gates Foundation awarded another $5 million to see if we couldn't put this program into the field. And that program is what we're calling Geek the Library. How many of you know about this program today? Yay! Wonderful. So that part is working. One of the things that we really wanted to do in this program is take the research that would suggest that perhaps if we applied marketing principles, we could make elected officials and we could make our constituency more aware of the funding need. We also wanted to see if we could apply some principles to also help people just become more aware of the idea that public libraries are not just necessarily about books. And as you know, some of the research that I've worked on, that's still the predominant thinking in many cases. The third thing that we really wanted to do is then, in fact, create some tools and some materials and some programs that if we could prove that these programs were successful, we could provide that to the library community, the public library community in the U.S. at no charge. We had a presentation and discussion yesterday where we can say that the Geek the Library program has really had some pretty outstanding success. And that's really to the thanks of about 80 libraries that raised their hand and said, yeah, I'm willing to pioneer this with you. We had 40 libraries in Iowa and 40 libraries in Georgia who said, yeah, I'll take the work and I'll see if I can make an advocacy program work in the community. I'd like to just pause and take an opportunity to thank the two state librarians, Mary Wagner in Iowa and Lamar Veach in Georgia. And I'm looking at Lynn Hopper here, who's on Lamar's team, who were courageous enough to try this program. So these 80 libraries over the last 5 months have done hundreds and hundreds of campaigns to get out in the community and to talk about advocacy and funding and change. We also had 4, I'm going to use the word secondary markets. What was really fabulous about these markets is in addition to the 80 who were provided a significant amount of funding to run it, these 4 libraries in Milwaukee and in Georgia, in Shelbyville and Zion Benton, and I see Nan is here today, raised their hand and said, we'll do it with just a few nickels and see if we couldn't make the program work. So thank you very much for their work as well. What was the campaign over 5 months? We ran advertising, we did PR, we set up a website, we did a lot on Facebook. I will tell you today we have 12,600 Facebook fans, which puts us in the top 4% of all Facebook activity today. We ran advertising and we can say 125 million impressions of advertising happened over that 6-month period. It would not have been possible if it hadn't been for the work of the libraries and the pilot sites. One of the things that is for sure important in this and was clearly in our research but way more in the field, that is if you're going to be successful on advocacy, as we all know, the number one factor are passionate librarians. So what I would like to take the opportunity today to do is to recognize and thank 3 public librarians and 3 organizations that are here today. We would certainly like to do many more, but as we all know with the budget realities, frankly, a lot of our colleagues aren't here to participate. So I want to thank all 80, and I want to do a specific thanks to 3 folks. So if I could ask Connie and Sally and Mary to come up here, and I'm going to say a little bit about their organizations, and then we're going to give them an award. We have t-shirts. Let me first start and thanking and congratulating Live Oaks, which was our hub site in Georgia. How this worked is we went down and visited Live Oak and said, we have this program, we can't tell you what it is, what it's going to look like, but would you like to do this Geek the Library thing with us? And boy, did they. They launched their event in June with 700 people in the square in Savannah. Let me tell you, June in Savannah, that's good outside. Yeah. We went on from there, and they did live openings. They did many, many events. They were the first to take a lot of our work and create advertising, and really took the campaign and worked with their libraries across Georgia. So representing Live Oaks is Connie Coleman, who was their Eastern Regional Manager. Thank you, Connie. Our second hub site was Des Moines Public Library, who also volunteered earlier to help with the other 40 libraries across Iowa to make it happen. I will tell you, this group worked day and night, and when I say night, I mean 5 a.m. to get up and to do work with us at local radio stations and local TV stations. I know because they took me to a few of these events at 5 a.m., and it was wonderful. They have done a lot of really innovative things, and included in that is just last month they distributed 80,000 inserts about the need for public library funding in their water bills. So I would like to congratulate and thank Des Moines Public Library, and accepting that award today is Sally Wisdom, who is the Deputy Director. And our third award recipient today goes to Ames Public Library, also in Iowa. You can see the picture up here. The director, Art Weeks, is in the middle. If there's anybody who geeks libraries in Iowa, that is Art Weeks. And I think, how many T-shirts does Art have?
Personally, hundreds.
Hundreds. I think he's given them away. And this is a picture where he's giving away a geek shirt to the governor of Iowa on his whistle stop tour through the state. The governor was going to apply mandatory 10% price or funding decreases across all departments. After the visit, and Art says it's the T-shirt, he exempted the libraries from the mandatory 10% cuts. In addition to that, Art just very recently sent us an email and said that in a city council meeting recently, he presented his plea for a budget using the Geek the Library materials. At the end of that, one of the council persons said, "Man, we geek you, Art, and we're going to give you your budget proposed increase of 2.2%. So congratulations and thank you. And accepting the award on behalf of Ames is Mary Longman. So we have some plaques to give these ladies and to take a picture. So if Jay and I could do that, if you could give them one more round of applause.